Hi everyone, my name is Alex Surro, and welcome to the Validating Podcast, a radio show that strives to make any listener smile. Each episode will feature a new guest who will share what makes them unique. Filled with fun games, exciting questions, and inspiring stories, this podcast is aimed towards encouraging anyone to be happy and confident with who they are. As always, comments are encouraged and positivity will always be appreciated. For now, let's sit back, relax, and get on with this week's episode. I hope you all enjoy the Validating Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second ever episode of the Validating Podcast. I am so glad to have you back. If you're new, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. For those of you who do not know, my name is Alex Surro. I created this podcast. I just want to put good in the world and promote positivity, especially in a time that we really do need it. So I'm very, very excited because today I have a new guest. He is one of the people that I thought of when I started creating this crazy idea because he is validating. There's no way to describe him without saying validating. Just before we started recording, he's like, "You got this. We shouldn't be stressed. We should be happy with this accomplishment." And that just made me so calm and ready to go. I always look at my script so I don't miss any important details because I call him upbeat, uplifting, and unique. He's a very kind soul, and I don't mean that like just generally. Like he does really care. He's very kind-hearted, very loyal, very into the conversations he discusses. I don't know what I can say, but he is very, very into the friendships and relationships he creates. I say his positivity is contagious. He is always trying to smile, always trying to lift up others around him. So without blabbing too much, I will introduce him. He is Lucas.
Hello.
Hi, Lucas.
Hi, Alex. That was such a sweet opening. Oh, I was not expecting like so much heartfelt. Just so blown away. Hello, I'm Lucas.
Hi, Lucas.
I'm here.
Good. I'm glad you're here. I hope everyone else is glad you're here. Probably. They miss your smile. So I just wanted to talk before we begin our games, but we planned ahead of time, so you know what's coming. But first off, how are you?
I'm doing all right. It's the weekend, so I'm pretty hyped about that. It's raining, so I'm going to use today as like a chill inside day, as well as do this podcast, which I'm super excited for. But otherwise, I'm pretty chipper.
Good. Glad to hear it.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I think that there's a lot of stress going on in my life with finals coming up, and there's a lot of just like stuff that's up in the air right now. But I'm good. I'm always good. Like I always need to look on the bright side, you know. So
Absolutely.
Thanks for asking. Well, first of all, I didn't even say this. Introduce yourself to someone that doesn't know you, because I know you so well that I could introduce yourself, but give us a rundown of like who you are.
Sure. My name is Lucas Quintero. Jacob is a middle name. You don't use that when you refer to me, please. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm 22 years old. I'm an ABA therapist. I live in Southeast Massachusetts. And the reason I know Alex is we went to college together with Framingham State University, which I recently graduated from. What else about me? I don't know. I like dancing, hiking, sloths, margaritas, corgis, making TikToks. That's me.
Your TikTok handle, so everyone can follow you.
Oh, follow me on TikTok. It's just_lunchtime.
Great. Got to get that plug in there.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, great. Thank you. I ask all my guests, how are you on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being extremely nervous, you can't process anything, and 10 being extremely excited and that there's no nerves at all. How are you?
I'd say I'm floating around a 5 or a 6. I'm like equal parts nervous, but also equal parts excited and happy to be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've never done anything like this, so it's like, what to expect.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for a good time.
Okay, good. Because I feel exactly the same way, even though I have done this before. It's just the uncertainty of like what could go wrong, and I shouldn't think like that, but I always do of like, it's a Zoom call network. There's so much that goes into it, and like I prepared so much. So if anything goes like at all different, then I'm gonna stress out. But I'm definitely a 6 because I am more excited. I'm excited to catch up with you and play fun games. So that's really exciting.
Yeah,
Okay, moving on. What makes you you?
that is a very good question. I'd say what makes me me the most, that flows, is that whatever kind of setback or anything that's thrown my way in life, I always try and find like an upside to it. Like I'm a firm believer that there's always like a silver lining to anything. So I could be in the most down of dumps and still find like something that'll bring a smile to my face and like keep me motivated.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you for sharing.
thank you.
I also hope to think that I am the same way, where I don't want to just like be negative. I don't want to, yeah. I like to focus on the positive. Even during the most troubled times, there's always positive.
For sure.
Okay. And then the last question I have for you before we get into our games is, what does validating mean to you? And do you have any examples to share with us?
For me, validating means having someone be able to hear you, understand you, and support you. Um, so, an example, I guess, for me is like, I am not great at self validating. Like, I'm always working, working, working. So, I hardly take the time to like pause and like reflect on like what I've done. So, when someone tells me, like, oh, hey, you're doing a good job, or like, you're killing it right now. I'm like, oh, thank you. I need that reassurance and I feel very validated. So thank you for saying that.
I have a question, a follow-up question. Do you ever like find yourself whenever someone compliments or validates you, you have that instinct of validating them in return, or is it more like just thank you and move on?
Absolutely. No, the second someone throws a compliment at me, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. Let me just redirect it towards you.
Yes, I think that's a commonality with people like us, where we just don't want the attention on us for whatever reason. We like to project our positivity and be like, everyone else is great, but we don't have to worry about us as much. But like you said, it's important to once in a while be like, wait, I am doing a good job. I should be proud.
Yes, you are doing a good job.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's all the introduction questions I have. So now we can play the fun games that I have planned. Good news, there's 4 brand new games with the new guest. So other than me, everything is new. So the first game I thought of is called I Heard Your Life Flash Before My Ears. The way this game is going to work is that I asked Lucas to prepare about 2 minutes or so of his life story. And I know that 2 minutes is a very short amount of time to explain everything in his life, but I think that's the part of the game where he's just going to spitfire so many things at me about his life. I don't know Lucas that well personally. I think I know like surface level Lucas, so I'm excited to kind of see what he's willing to share. Obviously, anything that's comfortable to him to share. And then I will be taking notes. I have a notebook right here, and I'll be trying to recite everything. So then after the 2 minutes are up, then I'll be like, okay, I can recite what you just said. Hopefully. If I get it wrong, let me know, Lucas. But if I get it right, then we're good. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. Oh, I'm
So
so
I'm
nervous,
gonna
but okay.
yeah, I'm nervous too, but you got this. So I'm gonna start my stopwatch on my Fitbit, and whenever you're ready, go.
Okay, so March 31st, 1998, it was a warm spring day. My mom and my dad had me. I existed into the world. Um, I lived with my mom and dad for 2 years, and then they got a divorce, so I stayed with my mom and then would visit my dad on the weekends. My little sister was born like a year and a half after me. Her name is Teresa. She is a doll. We bounced around from a couple houses. I think we've lived in about 7 houses so far, all on the South Shore of Massachusetts. I also have an older half brother named Patrick, who is literally one of my rocks. I love him. Spent years 1 through 7 in Hingham, Massachusetts, and then we moved to. I'm sorry, no, we spent Weymouth, Massachusetts. Then we moved to Hingham, Massachusetts, and I went to elementary school there, and I bounced around schools. In around the 7th grade, I met one of my best friends, John Stanley, who is literally one of the best people in the world, and I'm still friends with him to this day. Fast forward to high school, I was a sad boy, and I didn't know how to process emotions, so I was always angry, and I took it out on others, and I didn't like that. And then eventually, I found a new positive side of myself, and I like to re-engage that side more often. At some point in high school, sophomore year, I got a job at the Fruit Center Marketplace, which is a grocery store in my hometown. Worked there for I think like 7 years. That was my first job, and that was like my first like doing any sort of activity, and never did like sports or any sort of extracurriculars. So that was like my first like, oh hey, let's do something outside of school and video game. Um, Senior year, I was happy and graduated high school, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. What's life gonna have next? And then I didn't know what to do, and then college happened, and I was like, oh, I'm scared. And then I ended up going to college, and I was like, this is the best experience I've ever had in my life. I met some of my closest friends there. Before college, I met my other best friend, Evan Zona, senior year, and he was still one of my best friends to this day. College was cool. I broke out of my shell. I became a lot more social. I ended up joining the Framingham State dance team, which is something that I never thought I'd do, but I love dancing. So it was like an eye-opening experience for me to actually be able to do stuff and perform and like be involved in things. Then I became an RA my senior year, and I got to know Alex through that, as well as a ton of other residents who are amazing and sweet, and I miss them so much. And then COVID-19 happened, and my senior year put on hold. Didn't get to graduate, but I did get to finish all my classes. Did cool, chilled for a few months, didn't know what to do with life, got a car, got my first job as an ABA therapist. Fast forward, now we're here and I'm on this podcast and we vibing.
Oh my God, amazing. So that was actually 2 minutes and 38 seconds, but
I'm sorry.
I was so enthralled and so into my notes that I didn't mind. So great job. Wow. Like, this is such, look at that. It's so messy. Okay, well, great job. I think it's funny, like when I was listening to you, it sounded like you were on fast forward. You were talking so fast.
I tried to get as much in as I can. I didn't like practice, which I probably should have done, but you know what? We off the cuff here.
No, honestly, I'm very like pleased with how that went. So good job.
Some water.
Yes, please drink. So I'll try to do my best. There was a lot that I was like, I heard half of what you said, but we're gonna try.
Okay.
So it's like right away.
You want me to just like interject when I'm like,
yeah,
good or wrong?
Yeah, like maybe thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay.
So I heard March 1st, 1998. Is that correct? Oh, no.
31st.
31st?
Yes.
Okay, I'm making a note of that. But you were born with your mom and dad, but then they divorced after 2 years. Then you had a little sister named Teresa. She's a doll. You bounced around Massachusetts very like a lot. I forget, northern or south. I don't know. Okay.
Southeast.
Yeah, I didn't write that down. That was a complete guess. You have a half brother named Patrick. Yeah. Okay. You bounced around elementary schools. You met your best friend in 7th grade. One of them at least, but I don't know his name. What's his name?
John Stanley.
John Stanley.
Is the most generic name you can think of.
That's funny. Are you making him up? No, just kidding. Okay. You quote, I'm going to quote, sad boy in high school. You didn't know how to express your emotions properly, but I feel like that's relatable. Like we all kind of went through that phase every once in a while. You got angry, you said, and then you got like a little bit of energy going to college a little bit, like tried to be like, I can do better. Like I need to be, what did you say? Re-engage yourself. Like you knew kind of, you had to change, and that's a good skill to have. Oh, before that, you got to do your job at the marketplace for 7 years, you said? So you kind of like, you had that to look forward to, or like at least have something to go to instead of theater, which you should have done, but it's okay. That's one thing. I don't know if anyone cares, but I wanted Lucas to do theater. Like since the day I met him, I was like, you would be a good theater person, but alas, never to be seen. But again, dance team is good. You mentioned the FSU dance team. I love the FSU dance team. I think they're wonderful. And I would always look forward to shows for all people, but Lucas, you always had that like, I am here, I am dancing, like such like positive like vibes. So I always liked looking forward to those. You met some of your closest friends in college. You broke out of your shell, you said. I have another, it says BFF equals, but I don't Evan? No.
Evan.
It
Evan
is
was
Evan?
my other best friend.
Okay. I could not read my handwriting. Okay. Um, you became an RA during your senior year. You met me, which is the most important. No, just kidding. Then COVID-19 happened, unfortunately. You had to go home. Everyone else had to. But you got a car. And then you got a new job, which I really hope we get to talk about more because I want to hear about it. And then, yeah, here we are doing a podcast just about me, I think you
Yes.
said.
That was pretty, no, you got like all of the notes basically.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Good.
surprised. That was such like a ramble of words and flow of crazy nonsense, but you picked up on a lot of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have to like gain that skill, like of and just being a student in general. Like the teacher's not going to stop; they're just going to plow through the lectures sometimes, and you have to get everything down. So good. I'm glad. Did you have fun with that, or was that too stressful to like handle?
Yeah, that was fun. I
Good.
felt like I was writing a novella of my times that's not yet completed, but also like on a completely minuscule amount of time.
Right. Have you ever seen those Draw My Life videos, like way back in the day when they would draw?
Yeah,
Yeah, reminds me of that. Okay.
the whiteboard.
Yeah. I have a new whiteboard. I don't. No one's gonna care. But I bought a new whiteboard for this semester to like write down a to-do list for every single week, and then as I finish the task, I just erase it, and it's so satisfying because it's like I get to kind of finish it, but then also like see the visual of like it's done.
The visualizing of getting all your tasks done is like such a rewarding feeling.
It is.
Big fan of the checklist.
Yes. Okay, moving on. That's like nerdy talk that no one cares about, but oh well. So that was fun. I'm glad that we did that. I'm glad I got most of it right because I was nervous about like not comprehending anything, but that went well. So now we're gonna play Detecting Deceit. This game involves lying because apparently I love lying in my games because I lying this last week and this week, but oh well. So we both prepared questions to ask each other, and I told Lucas it can be general, specific, really whatever he needs that he wants to ask me, and then from there I can decide whether I'm going to lie or tell the truth, and then he has to detect whether I'm lying or telling the truth based on facial expressions, or he can ask follow-up questions, and I'll do the same to him. So we'll alternate who's asking and who's answering. So Lucas, do you want to go first with asking questions, or do you want to answer the question first?
I'll answer a question first.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I have to revise because I said how many siblings you have, and I kind of already know that now based on your life story. But I have backup questions, so not to worry. What is your favorite kind of cookie?
My favorite kind of cookie, I like a nice warm chocolate chip cookie, like a freshly baked, fresh out of the oven, soft, like gooey, melty chocolate chip cookie. Nothing
And that's
beats
your
it.
favorite?
That's my favorite.
Hmm. And so if you were given like a cookie that wasn't fresh out of the oven, would you still take it, or would you be like, no, I need it freshly baked?
No, yeah, I'd still eat another cookie.
Okay.
Like pinnacle cookie, chocolate chip, fresh, but like other cookies presented my way, I'm gonna take them.
Okay. So then, yes, I think you're telling the truth about that. That's your favorite kind of cookie.
No, I was lying.
I'm so mad at this. Okay, share with the audience. What is your favorite cookie?
My favorite type of cookie is a snickerdoodle cookie.
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
I love cinnamon flavored anything. So
Mhm.
snickerdoodles, I do like fresh out the oven. That part was true, and like a soft cookie. But
Mhm.
snickerdoodle, I do love chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Snickerdoodle has my heart though.
Oh my god, yes. I like when the crispy is, or the outside is crispy and then the inside is gooey. That's my preference.
I agree.
Okay, moving on. Ask me a question.
Sure. If you were to name this current period of your life, this chapter, if you would, in the book of your life, what would you name it? Like, what would you title it?
Oh my god, I actually have to think about this. Whether I'm lying or not, I have to think about it. Oddly ready for change.
Hmm. Hmm. Can I ask like a follow-up question?
Hmm.
What would be this change?
Moving on from college that I've been here for 4 years and moving on to the future.
Okay. I think you're lying.
No, I'm telling the truth.
Oh, I was gonna say nobody's ready for change, but I guess you just are super.
But I'm not because oddly ready for change because normally I'm
That's
not.
true.
I'm terrified of change. But right now I'm like, I'm ready to move on and I feel good about
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm happy you were telling the truth.
that. Yeah. But also I'm going to probably change my mind in like 2 days and be like, no, I'm not ready. So that can be chapter 6 and 7 is oddly ready for change. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Okay. I ask, what are you allergic to?
What am I allergic to? Um, Nothing at the moment. I had like a light allergy to cats.
Hmm.
But I think I outgrew it because I can like be around cats and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
nothing.
when did you find out that you were a little bit allergic to cats?
Uh, when I was like really young, my cousins had a cat. Whenever I'd go over, I get like really like sneezy and eye watery and gross.
Hmm.
But now I'm chilling.
Okay. I feel like I'm going to be wrong again, but I think you're telling the truth.
I am telling the truth. You're
Okay.
right.
Yes.
I did
Going well.
have an allergy to cats, but I outgrew it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so I have a question. Who is your biggest inspiration?
Oh no. I didn't expect these to be so in depth. Mine are not. Okay, I brought this on. My biggest inspiration is probably my second grade teacher because she kind of inspired me to be a teacher in the future. So that's obviously like a very big inspiration.
What was her name
Mrs.
or his?
Canny. Mrs. Canny.
Okay, I think you're telling the truth.
Nope, I'm
Oh,
lying.
so who is?
So actually, it's my third grade teacher.
Ah,
I know, such a cop out, but I literally could not think of anything except I wanted to lie. That's basically why I said that. But so I had the same elementary school teacher for third, fourth, and fifth grade, just because that's how my school worked, and I love that system. Like I think it's so cool, like growing up with the same teacher for 3 years and she did inspire me to become a teacher down the road because I just had so much fun in her class and it didn't feel stress or anything like that because she made it fun and like engaging and stuff. So I always think back on that class and be like, yeah, I want to be a teacher like
oh, that's wholesome. I like that.
that. Thank you. Ooh, this is a good one. I like how I'm saying mine is a good one, but and it's a little bit more philosophical. Do you consider yourself an extrovert, introvert, or somewhere in between?
Somewhere in between. I feel like I definitely have like my introvert moments and my extrovert moments, but it's very like context depending.
Okay, so then what, if you don't mind me asking, what is the context that you want to be an introvert?
Context in which a perfect day like this where it's like rainy and gross outside and I can just, I don't know, watch Netflix, read a book, play video games, and just be by myself. I like that. That's my introvert moments.
Okay. And I think I can tell your extroverted moments, but explain that to me, why you would want to be an extrovert sometimes.
Oh, performing, dancing. Those are my big extroverted moments where I'm like in front of a crowd. I'm like, I'm doing a thing. This is cool, and also just boogieing.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think you are definitely telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah, good. Because like when I asked that question, like I had a hunch that like you are an extrovert, I think, in my opinion, that like you definitely feed off of other people's energy. You definitely have that stage presence. Like any person that has to be on the stage, or not has to be, that chooses to be on the stage is somewhat of an extrovert, I think. But then from there, there's just those people that do, excuse me, that do need like a moment to recharge their batteries and just to kind of take time for themselves. So I'm in the same boat that you are. I'm just like, I love people and I see like, I get positivity from other people's positivity, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I need to sleep. I need to be away from people. So I get that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a balance of people time and me time.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so my next question is, are you a morning person or a night person?
Hmm. I'm a morning person.
What's your favorite part about the morning?
I like the morning because I always say that noon is the moment where I need to like start working and be productive. Obviously on weekends, on weekdays it depends, but I still get to like have that like moment of playing video games, like you mentioned, like something that's like fun for me to start off the day to kind of like ease into it. So if I wake up or like even checking Instagram, I always like checking my Instagram when I have enough time to like actually scroll through and like see everything and then be ready for the day after that because I get like my morning started and not just be like wake up, go, and because that's my biggest nightmare, like waking up for a 10:30 class at 10:20. Like I can't do that. I need to be like up by 9:30 so I can like ease into it.
Hmm. Okay. I think you're telling the truth.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
But that was
I
hard
was
because I typically don't wake up that early. Like when I think of morning people, I think of like 7 a.m. I'm not like that, but I'm just not a night person because I hate being up past like midnight. So okay.
That's fair. I feel like I'm kind of the same way.
Mhm. This is a random question I just thought of now, but what is your mom's name?
My mom's name is Joanne.
Okay. Do you know at all if that's like family reasons or just like the parents like the name, or do you have any story behind it?
I think my grandparents just like the name. As
Mhm.
far as I'm aware, there's nobody else in our family that has that name.
Because what's weird is that my grandmother's name is Joanne.
Oh snap! Are we related?
Yes, because of the first name. What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't that how it works?
I think so. I honestly did think that. Like, whenever I met another Alex in school, I'd be like, we need to be friends because we have the same first name.
As
Okay.
you should.
Anyway, I digress. I think you are telling the truth because you answered pretty quickly, and it's yeah, telling the truth.
Thanks. No, I was lying though.
Okay.
My mom's real name is Joan, which is not Joanne. I think the reason that like came so quickly, I was like, let's just alter the truth a little bit.
Amazing. Okay, well, I guess you're a good liar then because I believe you.
Thanks. I think.
And then, do you have one more question? I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, I can think of one on the spot. What's your favorite scent?
Oh, favorite scent. Oh, I know. The smell of grass when it's like freshly cut. I love that smell.
Oh, that is a good scent. Do you have like some sort of memory or something that you associate with the smell of fresh cut grass that makes it so good, or is it just the scent?
I just think of my dad. He always mows the lawn, like probably every weekend, honestly, when it's summertime. So like just waking up and hearing the lawnmower and like smelling the grass, and like today's gonna be a good day.
I think you're lying.
Yeah, I am. I don't like that smell.
I
That's
could
so
I could tell because I felt like you were not looking directly at me or the screen, so I was like, okay, sure. Tell me,
yeah.
feed me this not true story.
Yeah. Well, it's part about my dad cutting the grass. That is true. He does that. But then I'm like, why do you have to do it? It smells so bad. So instead it smells so good. But
Mhm.
oh well. And then I was thinking my favorite smell is actually chocolate chip cookies, but we already talked about this, so I didn't want to bring it up again. You know?
That's fair.
Okay. Moving on. That was so fun. I don't know why I like lying so much, but I think it's fun.
And it's like I don't know. It's like having a secret and like trying to fool people. Some little trickery.
Hmm. And disclaimer, you should not lie in serious settings. If someone wants you to tell the truth, please tell the truth. But in a fun game setting like this, you can lie all you want. Okay.
Absolutely.
Need to be said. Okay. I'm very excited for this next game because this is Lucas's spotlight. I don't know how else to describe it, where I'm going to give him as long as he wants to just describe things. And I didn't explain the game title yet, so I have to say the game title is Loud and Proud.
Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah,
So that's what this game is. It's just going to be having my guest, in this case Lucas, to describe something or multiple things, whatever he feels like sharing, and that he's proud of. Because I think it's important to, like we mentioned earlier, to pat ourselves on the back every once in a while and be like, I did this thing, I am proud of it. And I can tell with personal experience that I'm kind of rarely proud of myself. I rarely say like, yes, I am proud of what I did because I don't want to be bragging or anything like that. But right now, Lucas gets that chance, and I'm very excited to hear about it. So, Lucas, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you. So I guess one accomplishment that I'm proud of is the fact that I got my job as an ABA therapist. I can go more into that. Um, so what I do as my profession is that I work with kids who are on the autism spectrum, and I kind of help them develop their like communicative and social skills through like different programs that we make up. So I'll like be playing with kids and trying to teach them like, oh, making eye contact is a good way to start an activity or something like that. And I'm very proud that I was able to get that job because, like I said, when I graduated college, it was right in the heat of COVID time, which I mean, we still kind of are in the heat of COVID. And I digress. My senior year kind of got shifted. So, like, graduating was weird. And then just being put on my feet and like into the job searching world amidst a like pandemic is so crazy that it like was very demotivating for a while, and I didn't really know what was going to happen, but I nevertheless persisted and applied to jobs, and I was able to find this one, which I've been working there for about a month and a half now, and I absolutely love it. So like the fact that I was able to, despite feeling bummed out about not properly finishing college and feeling hazy about the future, I was able to do what I did and got a job that I enjoyed. So that was pretty cool.
I'm very proud of you for that because that is not easy to kind of gather yourself after the most unpredictable semester of anyone's life and just be like, I can still follow my dreams and do what I want to do. And I don't know if this was your plan. Like, who knows if you were like going into this field before COVID, but now that you're here, it's like very like you're grateful, I guess is the word I'm trying to look for. Like it kind of fell into the right place.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super grateful that things ended up working out the way that they did because we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, awesome. Do you have anything else you want to share?
Yeah, I have another story that I want to share. Like I already mentioned the FSU dance team before, so I'm going to dip a little toe into that and elaborate. My proudest moment of being on that team is when I performed my very first dance that I co-choreographed with my friend Rose Priz, shout out, because this was my first year doing dance team and doing like really any sort of sport thing, and going into it not knowing anybody and being like very nervous and like not dancing in any sort of professional setting, I guess, because I've only ever danced for fun, just like on my own or like going out. But being able to create something that was like meaningful to me and have other people on board to like join and like do the dance with me, and then being able to instruct and teach and like make something artistic was like a completely new experience for me, and it was like super gratifying to be able to perform that and like receive the praise and like validation from all the attendees that like, hey, your dance was pretty cool. I was like, thanks, I've never done anything like this before, and I really appreciate you saying these kind words because this never would have happened had I not like got the encouragement of my friends and family.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part about the dance team. There's so many, but I love the fact that the program has who choreographed the dances and that the fact that they're so encouraging for anyone to step up and be like, I want to be a choreographer. And that's amazing to me. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I also miss any sort of performance related things during COVID. Like obviously our shows in the spring were canceled, shows in the fall were canceled, and now it's looking like next spring. We just like don't know what's coming, and we obviously prioritize health and safety of others beyond all else. So I get why. It's just so discouraging. Like as you know, like performing gets you so hyped, so like into it, and who knows when we can do that again.
It's definitely a weird time, but it's just gonna make that moment when we are able to do these performances and like being able to socialize like we normally did, it's gonna be so much more like fulfilling and gratifying, right, having had this experience of like being spaced out, I feel.
And I wanted to ask you, like, when you first read that I wanted you to share accomplishments, was this easy or hard to be like, what am I proud of?
Somewhere in the middle. Like, it's very weird to just kind of like talk about things that I'm proud of. Like you said, it just kind of feels like it comes off as braggy sometimes. But then like getting into the mindset of like, this is the validating podcast and I deserve to be validated for the things that I've accomplished. And you know what? You're darn tootin' I'm proud of stuff that I've done because it hasn't been an easy ride, but we did it.
Yes. Well said, Lucas. Well said.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to our second to last game. And this one involves more lying. It's called Song Speculations. So the way this is going to work, I asked Lucas to send me 3 songs that he either likes or dislikes, and I don't know either way. And then I'll play a snippet of it, and then I decide if he likes it or not. And then I did the same, so we have 6 songs total, 3 of mine, 3 of Lucas's. And I wanted to ask you, Lucas, before we start, what is your strategy going into this? Because mine is I'm just going to dance, like every time. I'm going to like pretend I like it and like see what you think. And I just wondered if you're gonna just be straight faced or I don't know if you thought about it.
I'm gonna try my hardest to be as like straight and still as I possibly can, but like knowing myself, I'm definitely gonna get in a groove when I hear something that I enjoy. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting. We'll see.
Yeah. I definitely thought of this game and I was like, Lucas would love this game because or maybe he won't, but like he likes he moves when he feels good and like likes the song. So I'm like, I think I could tell if he likes the song or not. So we'll see. Do you like my title screen?
Wait, this is so fun. What the heck?
Song about the night. You do the walk all night. Yeah, you do the walk all night.
Okay. I didn't want to make them too long, so that's all you get. And you'll decide, do I like it or not?
I think you like this song.
Yeah, I do. It's so catchy.
It's so good. No, I love this song. I'm happy. I was like, knowing this song, I feel like Alex would enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's very upbeat and positive, just like you.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. I didn't realize what the music video looked like either. And like when I looked it up, I was like, what is this? But it's the official music video. I was like, interesting.
Very interesting.
All right, you're up. Next song.
Oh, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, it's a place to be with you.
You definitely like the song, Lucas.
I love this song. This is
do.
like my anthem. If I were to have a movie about my life, this would be at the beginning of it.
That is so funny. Yeah, I also love this song when I saw it on your list. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yes, good. That's so funny. There's no way. There's no doubt in my mind. It's like, he likes this song.
It's
All right, my turn.
We're young and we're reckless. We'll take this way too far. It'll leave you breathless, or with a nasty scar. Got a long list of ex-lovers. They'll tell you I'm insane, but I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.
I don't think you like that song.
Darn it, Lucas, you're right.
I
love
like that
song.
song.
You do like that song?
I do, but I like know how controversial like pop Taylor Swift is. So I was like,
Yeah.
there were a song, this would be it.
Yeah, fine. I thought it was interesting because I like Taylor Swift generally. I think she's very talented. And I like a good handful of her songs. Like I always say Shake It Off is one of my like, I don't know. I always like listening to it. But then this one, I was like, no, I don't. So.
Dude, Shake It Off's my favorite Taylor Swift song.
Nice. I love that.
It's funny that you said that.
All right, moving on. Lucas, you're up.
Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a 10. Hope you find the right man who fix it for you.
This is a tricky one because it's not like the other ones where it's like upbeat and catchy as much. Like it's still you can sing along, obviously. I think you like the song because Amy Winehouse sounds like an artist that you would like.
You are correct. I do like the song. And
Good.
Amy Winehouse is an artist that I like.
Yeah, I just had a feeling. I don't know why. I was just like, yeah, good. That was like the one I was unsure about. Okay, moving on.
I'm a sucker for you. Say the word and I'll go anywhere blindly. I'm a sucker for you. Yeah. Any road you take, you know that you'll find it. I'm a sucker for all the subliminal things no one knows about you.
Oh, this one's tricky. I want to say that you don't like the song.
I do like the song.
Okay.
Good.
I felt like it was very 50-50.
Yeah, I think that's why I picked it was because like I think it's very catchy and I didn't like the Jonas Brothers that much when they were younger. But then when they came out with this song, I was like, wait, I kind of like it, and I would like dance to it. So I do like this.
Yeah, me too.
All right, last one. This is the song, right, with the SpongeBob people?
Yes.
Okay. I almost texted you. I was like, is this the right one? But I couldn't find anything else. So I was like, it definitely is. Okay, here we go.
Todo un party por debajo del agua. Baby, busca tu paraguas. Estamos bailando como peces en el agua. Hey, como peces en el agua. Agua. No existe la noche ni el día. Aquí la fiesta mantiene encendida. Siempre hay que pasarme guiña. Hey, dulce como piña.
This is tricky. And I think normally I would say, yes, you like this song, but would you do 3 songs that you like? That would really mess me up. But I think, because I'm going with my gut here, because I think you do like this song and you're holding back a smile.
I do like the song. I really like it. This song, okay, can I share a little backstory with it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so J Balvin, who is the rapper in that song, he used to have a McDonald's meal akin to the Travis Scott meal. And I had never heard of this guy before. And I went to McDonald's once and I was like, who's this guy? And then I like looked him up on Spotify. This song popped up and I was like, from the SpongeBob movie, what? And then I played it and I was like, this kind of goes a little hard. Okay. And now I really like it.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that like, I think I like, when I was clipping this together, I was like, why is it SpongeBob? Like, that doesn't make sense. But I was like, he wouldn't have, I don't know. I was like, this is so obscure that he wouldn't just put it in to put it in. He would actually want to listen to it. I don't know.
So
okay.
bizarre, but I love it.
So are there any songs that you just don't like? Or is like, you couldn't think of it?
It was so hard to like think of songs that I don't like, because songs that I don't like, I don't listen to. So I'll like,
Okay.
I can't think of them off the top of my head. Like, I was thinking about putting Mo Bamba, but I felt like that was too aggressive. I don't like Mo Bamba. That's like the one song where I think I could say that I don't like.
Okay, good to know.
Oh, and Look What You Made Me Do. I don't like that song either.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one T-Swift song I don't like.
Yeah, I almost put that one in too for one I don't like because it was an odd era of Taylor Swift for sure. I thought that was fun, and I'm glad that like I could fool you in the last one at least. I was like very pleased with that.
You're good at convincing. You're good at lying.
It's a bad skill to have, I feel like. And normally I'm not. I think it just helps that we're not like actually in person together because I get very antsy and like you would notice with my movements. Okay. So last game is the same game that I ended the flexi with. Is the 3, 2, 1.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there.
The way it's gonna work is that again Lucas has the floor where he can discuss 3 thankful thoughts, 2 today takeaways, and 1 ounce of optimism. And if you don't know what that means, then look at my last episode. I know that was a bad plug, but just to save time, I won't explain it again. And Lucas will take it away whenever he's ready.
Sure. So 3 thankful thoughts. That's the first one. Just things that I'm thankful for in the world. I'm thankful that despite all of the craziness that's in the world, we, like, just as people, are able to still make it work and do fun things like this, despite all the red tape around everything. I'm thankful for my health, which is something that I should make an acknowledgement, because it's a tough time and not everybody is super lucky. So I'm very grateful that I'm able to be as well as I can be. And I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to be here. This was so cool, and I'm happy you invited me.
I'm thankful for you, Lucas. I'm thankful for you.
Thank you. And then what was the word you used?
Today takeaway. Two
today takeaways. So 2 takeaways that I got from today. One, you're a good liar. Which goes to show, don't judge a book by its cover. Even though I kind of know this book a little bit, I've read the inside, I've read a few pages, but even then, there's some stuff between the lines that you can pick out. To kind of elaborate more on that, is that there's a face that everyone has, and there's stuff underneath. Everybody has a mask that they wear when they go out, and there's stuff going on underneath everybody else's mask. So just be mindful of what people may or may not have going on. Another takeaway from today is it's okay to be proud of yourself and make those acknowledgments of things that you've accomplished, because obviously it's not okay to brag, but if you do something and you're proud of it, feel proud, because you're allowed to feel happy for the things that you do. It's not always easy, and when you complete them, give yourself that acknowledgement. And for my only 1 ounce of optimism, but my final part is that things aren't always great, and there are going to be rough days and bad days and rough patches, but I feel like those are necessary, because once we have those bad days, it gives us a way to kind of see when the good days happen. You need to take the good with the bad, because otherwise, how are you going to even acknowledge when you got a good thing going on if it's all you experience? You got to have those bad days every once in a while.
Amazing. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you.
And if I can comment on any of that, is that one of my takeaways for today is that I should maybe write a book about my life, because we already delved into a couple of chapters, the cover and everything. So yeah, we'll see.
I like how that was a reoccurring thing. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I know. It was throughout. Oh well. So coming to you in 2022 is Book of Alex Surro. No, just kidding. Do not listen to that.
I'll pre-order it.
I would if I had time and energy, but right now, so maybe when I'm retired. So 2070. I don't know. That's somewhat soon. Crazy.
Okay, to that.
So I just need to say a few things to close out here. Thank you, Lucas, again for agreeing to be on this podcast. I wouldn't be able to do it without you. So I hope you know how appreciative I am of all that you shared with us. Everything made me smile, as always. I love talking to you, and it's been too long since we've met face to face. So I'm glad that we got to do this. Thank you for watching / listening wherever you are. I appreciate you taking the time to kind of listen to 2 goofballs talk back and forth for an hour or so, but I appreciate that. And as always, I'll plug my handles on Instagram at Validating Podcast. Give us a like and a follow. I have a Gmail account if you ever feel like emailing me a question. If you want to be on this podcast, let me know at thevalidatingpodcast@gmail.com. You can also comment down below. Any suggestions, anything that you think of that needs to be worked on for me personally, anything that you want to share, be proud of yourself in the comments. Question of the day. I've been doing the question of the day. I don't know why, it's fun. So if you want to share something that you're proud of, please put it in the comments down below. And if you're reading a comment, then comment on that comment and be like, I'm proud of you. And we can have positivity in the comments. I don't know. Who knows if that's going to happen, because I don't know how many viewers I'll have, but it doesn't matter. I had fun today. That's my takeaway for sure. So thank you again. Any last words to leave us on, Lucas?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. This was an awesome time, and I highly recommend anybody who's interested to be on this podcast, do it. Alex is a sweetheart, and he is no stranger to hosting a good time for all. But this was an awesome experience, and I'm happy that you asked me to be on.
Yes, thank you. I'm very appreciative of you, as always. And that does it for this week. So thank you for listening again. I'll be back. I was going to choose who I'm going to host next, but I don't want to do that yet. So keep an eye out on my Instagram, and hopefully in 2 weeks or so, you'll see another episode. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Bye.